my colleague and predecessor was talking mostly about how the technology of education will change, but I would like to focus on how the goals of education are going to change. This might come as a surprise because from what I understand, most of our listeners are students of universities or high schools. I will be speaking mostly about elementary education. I was even thinking, shouldn't I talk about kindergarten? If you remember, Robert Fulghum once wrote a book, Everything I Needed to Know I Learned in the Kindergarten. And I think the important things for the future are mostly learned in our more fundamental steps. I'm going to open with a question. If our viewers, if you could open this space using the QR code, or there's even a URL that you can use, and try and answer the question. There's actually two questions. What do you think will be key to a life in 2035? I heard that we have 3,000 viewers. I don't know if it will handle this kind of volume. I hope the server will not crash. And AI will then evaluate all your answers and come up with some sort of output that should be ready in about 10 minutes or halfway through my presentation. I don't know how long I should wait for people to scan the screen, but I will go on to the next slide and maybe we will come back to this again. There was a book published, even in Czech, from Mo Gaudat, which mentions 3 inevitabilities that we will be faced with in the future. We will see artificial general intelligence, which I think will definitely happen. Another inevitability, and that is in a way a definition, that this AGI will be smarter than us. And third inevitability is that some mistakes are bound to happen on the way, which can lead to all sorts of troubles, but I will not go into this, although I think that there might be a lot of problems connected to this. That is basically the framework that I think should be mentioned at the beginning. I'm sure most of you have read some of these books, such as AI 2027, depicts the future in a very interesting way and shows the inevitabilities as something that would happen sooner than later. Something that I want to explain a bit more in depth, which is also linked to the question that I asked you. When we do have the artificial general intelligence, or even the one that we have right now, so one question is, what will it do to people? And what will we need to know or know how to do to live happy and fulfilled lives in such a future? Maybe you know that SCIO is already running 24 elementary schools. And our mission is to prepare children for a happy life in mid-2000s. And what is necessary for life in the middle of the 21st century? One thing I would like to mention is what will not be necessary, which I think is very temporary. I would like to ask the moderators, do you know what is depicted on the screen, the picture? You are an entirely different generation. This is a machine that uses these pieces of paper with little holes for computing. Today we are completely elsewhere. A more current topic is personal data. AI will advise us on our personal lives, and the more that it knows about us, the more we need to explain the context and the better advice it can give us. People are on Facebook, feed it with personal data and information, and this will even grow worse with AI. Copyright, this is a topic that is very hot today, but this will sort itself out. Hallucination is another topic that can sometimes happen. GPT 3.5 produced toxic output in 6.45% of the cases. GPT-4 in 0.73%. So there was a 9 times decrease in toxic output. And in a few years, this will be entirely negligible. I don't know if everybody will double check everything that I'm saying here, but I hallucinate sometimes. Sometimes I say things that I believe to be true, but that then turn out were just a misunderstanding on my part. So I think if you look at it, AI can actually hallucinate less than the average human. Something that will change with the onset of AI, and this is perhaps the most important thing, is if AI can do everything that we can do, and oftentimes better than we can do it, and will do those things for us, because why would we do it if AI can do it, and would even do it better, then what are we for as humans? What is our purpose? I will not expand on this or elaborate on this idea because we don't have the time, but it is an important question to ask. Social relationships will change. For instance, relationships with Avatar. If you've seen the movie Her, this was 10 years ago a complete science fiction, but it is slowly becoming a reality. My colleague before me said that there will be people who will be very proficient with using AI, and there will be another group of people who will be used by the AI or manipulated by the AI, and this will change the situation. And what will increase will be uncertainty. The world we live in today is already full of uncertainty, starting from COVID, Ukrainian war, Trump, artificial intelligence, and we don't know what's coming. And being equipped to handle uncertainty, being able to work with uncertainty, this will be key. If you answered my question from the beginning, I'm quite sure that uncertainty will feature in the answers. And I think that the things that we currently learn at school, and I'm talking about elementary school even, I really don't think will actually be needed. It's a nice thing to know, but it brings with itself no practical benefits. So what to teach children? And here I stress at the elementary schools. What is going to happen to high schools and universities, I really don't know, because this is where the last point will be even more applicable. I think most of you listening to this conference are programmers, and you have seen firsthand how the work of a programmer was transformed in the past year or two. The amount of things that AI can do for you, and there are even predictions that it will be able to do everything. So this will affect this field as well. I will now skip to the question, what will be key to know in 2035 or to be able to do? Let's analyze the responses. We've only had 56 respondents out of 3,000 listeners. That's not a very large number, but okay. The most interesting or inventive questions was healthy liver, a very interesting thought. I'm sure there were many young respondents. Staying sane. Keeping humanity from going completely stupid and kill each other. The most frequent answers were adaptability and the ability to adapt to change. That's kind of a resilience, an ability to react to the incredible amount of changes that we are faced with. If I had more time, I would maybe get more into the response of critical thinking and data verification. If the AI is smarter than us, critical thinking will be no use because it will always be able to fool you. We've seen this every day, or we are seeing this every day. We're using social media. It keeps fooling us, and we often don't even notice because it is fooling us in such a smart way that we don't even perceive it, or it does it in a way that's actually pleasant for us because it provides us with things that we want to buy, and it doesn't offer us with a shampoo, which I myself buy very rarely. It offers me things that I actually need. So I was very interested in these answers. If you still want to answer, feel free. Probably the QR code will not be available, but please feel free to answer. The question then is, what should we teach at schools when a time is coming when everything that requires results and quality will be done by the AI? And everything that's being taught in elementary schools, 354 out of 362, can be already done in a fantastic manner by AI. AI can even teach you these things. If you sit by the computer, you write what you want to achieve as an output, and you prompt it using your age and level of skill, it will teach you that thing. Another problem for the future is that you don't even need to learn something in advance, because if you sit down with AI, it will teach you. Somebody even wrote this, that they wanted to learn quantum theory, which is rather a complicated subject, and AI can teach him that. And even if you are not very well versed with physics, it assesses your level of knowledge, and within a few days or weeks, if it is very complicated for you, will lead you to an understanding of the subject. So what should we learn or teach at school if AI can teach us everything we need to know?
I will show you an example from essays, but it could be the same example in equations or in the house of premisal. So there are three possibilities of motivation. First is the result, because the kids want to get a good grade. And I think that this is redundant, this motivation, because more than 60% of children will put it into AI, and the AI will write it for them. They will have hints and AI in telephone, headphones, etc. Then, second motivation, the kids can be motivated by the fact that they want to learn something. And then, you write the essay, you learn something. And the kids tell you, they will say, well, I don't want to learn it because writing an essay will be done by AI and I don't have to write it. So, and the third motivation is that it's actually interesting, really interesting when you be in the process of writing the essay, so that it would be nice activity for them, that it would be exciting for them. So the important learning from this is that if children do something happily and enjoy it, then they will be doing it. So the question is, what the AI cannot do ever in the future, even though it will be more intelligent than us. Well, AI cannot live our lives for us, cannot live our lives on our behalf. It will have maybe certain consciousness, certain conscience, but not ours. So, for example, you can't send AI to watch a movie. You cannot send AI to a date. So either you want to enjoy your date and not to send their AI. And then another example is playing chess, for example. Carson is the best among chess players, and AI is better than him. But people will be playing chess because they like to play chess. Or you want to learn something because you want to be happy by doing so. Of course, AI can tell you what stars can you see if you target your phone. So at the end is much better for you to know it. It will give you a pleasure. So what will be here for us in the world of AI? It's the world that we already have today. The AI will be coming through to the society. People will be using AI in their practical lives. They will be using it for their health issues, legal issues, etc. And in this environment, we are coming to what I have been talking about. So it is the reflection of processes, authenticity, and the results will not be important anymore, and the outside success will not be the most important thing. And then another thing is to be resistant or resilience to insecurity. But this is something we have to learn. If you are interested in it, prompt ChatGPT, ask for deep research, and ChatGPT will give you an advice. I tried that. To summarize, very soon we will be living in a totally different world than the world we live in today. At schools we should focus on living reflections, authenticity. This is what AI cannot take away from us. And if you like something, this is a practical advice now. If you like something, do not give it to AI. We have to keep this for ourselves. So, and now this is a link how we do it in our SciO schools. These are the black links, black writing, and this is how we are trying to work with it. If any buddy who is AI expert and would like to come to make a presentation in one of our schools, I would be very happy. Get in touch with me on my email, on my phone, and that's it. Well, thank you very much. I think it was very inspirational, but not only that, it was really provocative. And it was mentioned at the end in these 8 points, but can you summarize how can school adjust to the world where information are no longer rare, no longer in demand? This is a very broad question. What we did in our SciO schools is that we want to prepare children for the future. for the future that is coming. And this is what we said 5 years ago. And in the meanwhile, AI stepped in it. So we have to adjust all the time. And we found 8 goals, which we find very important. And then when we saw these goals, we thought, okay, these are important, and what has been taught at school until now, this is what we don't see as important. So from a secondary level, what the children are learning, data, these are not important. For example, the goal, I understand myself, I can choose what I put in my mind. These are important things. And this is what we started to use as a priority. And that's the main change. SciO schools are open schools. There is a trust between children and teachers. And all alternative schools do that. But no other school than SciO schools has said we prepare children for the future. But a lot of people has that in a program to prepare kids for the future, but nobody really does it because they don't think about the future. But we do think about the future, and we are looking for ways how to get children ready. And for example, didactics of physics has been processed for 200 years, but individual resilience for the past few years. I have a question from a broader perspective. The schools are basically institutions where children get prepared for their future jobs. What job are you preparing the kids for? Well, it's nice if kids get ready for something they like, but will they always do what they like? Well, all the visions say that we will have unconditional income and we will work only for fun. Of course, the situation is different, but children from SciO schools will be flexible, will be ready to react to challenges. So maybe they will find a job that they will like, but what type of job it will be, I don't know. It's also being said that most jobs that will be here in 10 years that are not existing yet. And adaptability is very important, and the overuse of AI is also bad, because if I use it, then I don't engage my brain. Well, I did manage to put this into my presentation. For example, if I am supposed to do prognosis of the future, then that's very difficult, to do prognosis. But I think there will be a big group of people who will ask everything the AI, and if we simplify, they will be more stupid. And then there will be people who will be working with the AI creatively, will always do something interesting with it, and then it's entirely up to us in which group we will end up. So of course it would be good if most children, most people ended up in the group where AI is just enforcement of their own intelligence. I wrote an article to Hospodářské noviny, the Economic Daily, and I was describing a life of the son of our colleague, and it was about a great idea how to strengthen his abilities. I have one last question. This is a question which is not directly linked to your presentation, but I follow the topic of science schools and I am interested in it. And you were the first to introduce online tuition during COVID. Could you please summarize what you have discovered as differences or challenges of communications at that time? Because I think that could have been one of the first steps during the changes or in the changes. I have two super fast answers. It would be very interesting to see what would happen if COVID came now. So unfortunately it came before, but now it would move the society a lot further. We reacted to COVID that we have set up expedition schools, which is 3 weeks synchronized education online, and then 1 week of expedition when the kids fulfill or meet their social criteria. So this is what we have done during COVID or after COVID. And then another thing which is completely which has completely disappeared after COVID, based on a research, 15 to 20% of children feel better in online education and have better results. And we have cancelled this education and then moved these 15 to 20% kids again to education where they don't feel good. So we didn't do that.
Thank you for these answers, because I also wanted to ask with regard to the technology that is coming on and is actually quite fully implemented. Have you looked at the models of, for instance, the expedition schools? Have you looked at the fact that you have this type of students that benefits most from this combined form of schooling that would benefit from a moderated AI agent? All this is coming. AI is now used quite heavily at schools, in our 24 schools. In some more, in some less, we are learning and building on experience. We have introduced combined method of education in the expedition schools. In other schools also we combine like part of the day online, part of the day presence. Thank you very much for bearing with me and have a nice day.